So I've got to admit that when Fallout first was first introduced, it was something that I definitely wasn't interested in. It was a basically additional monthly fee for you to get a lot of options that I honestly thought should have been in the base experience. And if you watch my channel in the past, you'll know I have a love-hate relationship with Fallout 76. I've defended it. I've quit playing it. I came back. I quit again, back and forth. It's one of those games that I feel like the core is there. There is something there to grow on. It's just every step of the execution has just agitated me beyond belief. But today they introduced something entirely new, Fallout Worlds, and it made me honestly take a step back and say, you know what, maybe Fallout isn't as bad as I thought. So we're going to jump into that, but first, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel. So I left the Fallout First page open here, just so you can see what the original benefits were with Fallout First. It gave you access to private worlds, and that was something that was a private world just for you. No griefing. You could do kind of whatever you wanted in your own universe, but at the time, the catch was you had to play by the existing rule set that was already made for Fallout. In other words, you couldn't customize the game in any unique way, and I honestly thought when I saw this, private worlds would be a great way to do that. I can't tell you the number of times that we have created private worlds for our own games, like when we played Ark for a really long time, or when we were playing Astroneer, or some of these other experiences where we could all log into a server at once and play together. And those were fun experiences because we could change the rules to kind of fit the gameplay that we wanted to have. Unfortunately, Fallout didn't offer that until today. This blog post comes out today, July 20th, 2021. Fallout World brings your own custom Appalachia in Fallout 76. So you have to have Fallout First. That's the way you're going to get access to Fallout Worlds, okay? I just want to be very clear about that. But what is Fallout Worlds? Well, it is basically a custom private world. Now I feel like the value for Fallout First does increase. It's going to allow you to change everything. You could change PvP rules, PvE rules, difficulty, everything. And they kind of get into a little bit of that here. Combine unlimited combat AP and infinite ammo to become a mighty wasteland warrior. Configure creature spawns for serious big game hunting. Control weather effects such as fog, radiation, or storms. Turn on absurd jumping heights. Turn off fall damage. Enable ragdoll physics. Change the height limit on settlements and more. And it's going to be coming as part of the update in September. And it's going to allow you to, here's a little picture here where you can kind of see all the different things you can edit. You could change if your camp requires power or has unlimited power. You could change how much of a budget your camp has in terms of how many different items can you put in there. Like, you know, when you put like a power armor that requires so much of your camp's budget, you can only put so many things. But here you can really change that to make it very high. You can have a very complex camp, or you can go the other way, very minimalist. Different types of workbench crafting, ammo, weapon, enemy behavior, VATS cost, everything. You basically can play as hard as you want. If you feel the experience needs to be more survival based, you could go that route. If you feel the experience needs to be more, easier, you can go that route. And that's really, really cool. So if you have Fallout First, you're going to get access to that. Now, if you are just thinking about getting back into Fallout, like I am, and you're looking at it and saying, I don't really know if I want to spend that monthly fee for the kind of Fallout First experience, they're going to offer what they call public worlds. And public worlds will be rotating Fallout worlds that have already been curated by Bethesda staff. So these will already have custom rule sets and custom objectives for you to kind of get a taste of what is out there. What's not made clear to me here in this blog post is how long these custom worlds last. I assume, since there's a big banner on here that says limited time, although they're not really spelling it out specifically, it does appear to me that these worlds are going to exist in such a way that you're going to get just to dabble, maybe like a week or a month. This won't be like your home world. This is something that you'd log into, check it out and say, hey, that's really cool. And I also think it's a great kind of sales pitch for people to dive into the Fallout First experience, to say, hey, you know what, I'm having so much fun here, I don't want to stop, I want to get my friends in on this, and let's try to build a mega base together. And I think that's actually really, really cool. That's interesting to me to see kind of how that plays out. So I have to give credit here to Bethesda. I think they listened, and they talk a lot in this blog post, which I will post in the description box below. They do talk a lot in this blog post, though, about kind of, you know, the community coming together and presenting all of these ideas. And it was really a lot to do with the modding staff of, you know, people who go out there and are trying to make the best game they can. You know, when Fallout first came out, there was definitely a lot of quality of life things that needed to improve, particularly on the PC edition. Something that I was very agitated by, building a brand new computer. And if you recall, and if you've been a fan of my channel, you know the reason I originally built my gaming computer was so my wife and I could both play Fallout 76. We built matching 2080 Ti gaming computers because we wanted to play this game so much, and we thought how fun it would be to have this collaborative, exciting world in which we could kind of put our, you know, log in and play together. I could build up a base, she can go hunting, we can farm, all that great stuff. Unfortunately, when the game came out, it wasn't that great. And I talked a lot about my frustration with that, but I feel like in this scenario, in a Fallout Worlds scenario, even though Fallout First isn't free, I feel like this is something that would definitely bring me back. I feel like being able to curate a world and say, hey, look, we're going to spawn enemies here that only we have to deal with. There'll be low-level enemies, and then maybe I'll put harder-level enemies farther out, where when she goes out to gather, she doesn't have to deal with it. I can go do a little bit more big game hunting. We don't have to spend all of our camp resources on farming to make adhesive, for example. Our entire base was dedicated to creating adhesive because every time we needed to repair our guns or every time we needed to repair power armor, we needed adhesive. So our entire base, all the fun part of the game, was basically spent on farming out adhesive. And it wasn't fun. We wanted to go out. I don't want to have 10,000 tatto plants and all these stupid things in order to build it. So I can now go into this universe and I can make that free. I can make that resource infinitely, and we can have fun doing other things. It's quality of life. It's not cheating. It's quality of life. Oh, it could be cheating if you want it to be. But now you can go enjoy the game for what it was meant to be. You're going to cut through all the crap, and you're going to say, okay, we're going to focus on the key elements that make this world interesting. We're going to be able to build fun things like the photos that they're presented here without concern of wasting, spending hours and hours trying to find some rare material, or, was it pins, or I don't remember what there's a rare building material we needed. And just spending hours farming through and trying to find these items. Now you're just going to have them. That is really, really cool. I think that's the promise of what Fallout 76 should have been when the game came out. Maybe too late for this game. I'm sure a lot of other people have moved on. But considering that Fallout 76 is part of Game Pass now, when you look at the cost of Fallout First, maybe I can convince a couple of my friends to throw down and play with me. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this. I think it's actually really, really cool. And I've got to admit, come September, I think this game is going to be back on my radar again. Let me hear from you guys below. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.